G'day folks, it's Rob here, and in today's clip we're going to be doing a bit of a catch up on the Kratky hydro tubs behind me here, and also show you planning out a few other goodies I've picked up over the last couple of weeks. So before we get cracking on a bit of an update, I thought I'd just give you a rundown on what the Kratky system is. There's been a bit of confusion. Dr. Kratky from the University of Hawaii, I'm fairly sure it's the University of Hawaii, pioneered an idea where you can grow in a tub like this, not requiring any air down the bottom like you would in a normal deep water culture hydroponic or aquaponic growing system to provide oxygen for the roots. The reason being is this container is only filled once with nutrient, and as the plant's roots take up the nutrient and the water at the same time, the level decreases in the tub itself, allowing for an air pocket at the top around the base of the roots. So you don't really need an air bubbler in there providing oxygen to the roots all the time. And the idea is that by the end of the growing cycle, there'll be virtually no liquid or nutrient left in there. You harvest the plants, and yeah, that's pretty much all it. You top it back up with some new nutrients, pop some new plants in, and away you go. Now the nutrients I'm using are not the powdered varieties I see a lot of the guys in the States use. I'm using this stuff here. It's by Agricultural Organics here in Australia, an Aussie firm, and they base all their nutrients on plant and fungi with a few elements from the earth as well thrown in. I basically thought they were the most organic nutrients that I could find. There may be others, but yeah, these guys were the most organic I could find, and I have no hesitation whatsoever at adding whatever nutrients are left in the bottom of these to a watering can, water it down a little bit more, and then use it on other plants in the soil patch. And it was also suggested that I added in some magnesium, so I grabbed some Epsom salts, which is magnesium sulfate, and added about 1.5 teaspoons in there. And so that's pretty much all the nutrients that these guys will be feeding on. The tubs themselves are easy to make. Just drilled some holes slightly smaller than the lip of the neck cups in the lid, washed out the roots from some pak choi that I bought from a local hardware store, and then just popped them into the little neck cups with some perlite. Was a bit unsure about how much nutrient to add, so I rang up a hydro store and they suggested a quarter dose in a Kratky system with the nutrients I was using. So I've added a quarter to the tub on the right, and the tub on the left got a half dose. I used reverse osmosis water for this lot, and after I added the nutrients I found the pH was fairly low, so I dosed it up with a slurry of calcium hydroxide, something we use to adjust the pH in the aquaponics all the time. They did have a bit of a rough start. They went in a week before last, and yeah, last week we had mid-30 centigrade, and they got knocked around a fair bit. So I knocked up this little bit of a makeshift shade house for them, just out of an old bookshelf, and yeah, just some veggie net from down the back, which is about a 20% shade cloth. Doubled that over, and yeah, they seem to be doing okay. I think the bit of the problem could be a reflection from underneath, from the light grey lids. May have just been cooking the leaves a bit. The water in the tubs though, it stayed nice and cool, so that wasn't a big issue. But yeah, so far they're going okay. Pretty much all caught up to the plants that are down in the veggie pod downstairs. From here on out, I expect these guys to grow a lot faster than the 3 plants down in the veggie pod. Now today, I thought I'd just bring you along and show you how I'm planning out some of the other bits and pieces. First of all, we'll run through what we got. Just some sweet basil, just a couple of cuttings I've struck in this jar of water. They're looking like they could do with a bit of a feed, just looking at those leaves there. Over here we have some Thai mint that Dave from Boona gave me. Thank you very much, Dave, really appreciate it. I haven't got a lot of roots forming on them, but there's one there with a couple, so that one there will go into one of the new tubs I've made up. And over here we have some green onions or shallots, depending on where you are, they're called a manner of different things, but yeah, these guys here, they'll be going into a little neck cup that you'll see in a minute. I think the last update I showed you some seeds I popped out. There was some bull's horn from some save seeds, and red Marconi I think were the other. I did notice I do have one capsicum or sweet pepper germinating down in there, but unfortunately I don't know if it's a bull's horn or the Marconi. But anyway, they took too long for my liking, so I went out and bought some California Wonders from a local hardware store. So they'll go into one of these little buckets I made up over here, I'll show you in a tick. And in another bucket I'm going to put a patio cucumber. Just to give you a bit of a quick look at how these buckets are set up, this is a 15-litre bucket. They're just something we use over and over for different purposes in the patch. So in this reincarnation, they're being used as a Kratky bucket. I have lined them with an underlay that was left over from laying the floor downstairs. The reason being is I know these buckets do let UV light through. We've made small little canister filters out of these, and I've noticed algae growing on the walls, so I thought it a good idea to wrap it. Not only that, that'll help keep the water in the reservoir nice and cool. Just drilled a hole in the top and also cut a little flap in the side, just so we can top it up with nutrients. The neck cups, these are leftovers from when we were growing in PVC pipe when Maya, our eldest, was a youngster about 20 years ago. I just never threw them out. I thought I'd use them down the track. So yeah, 20 years later, they got a purpose. With these buckets here, we ended up using a mixture of normal tap water and the reverse osmosis, and then I added in a half strength dose of the nutrients. It was just suggested that it would probably be better to do it that way, just in case it was too strong and burnt the plants themselves, and I can always add other bits and pieces later on if I notice any deficiency in the leaves. I've also added the little flap to this little tote system here, just so we can top up with nutrients. Now the reason I've added these to these two and not these two over here is, as I mentioned before, one lot of nutrients, they use it all up, we harvest it, we recycle the nutrients in the next batch, or I use it out on the veggie patch, whereas these ones here with the cucumbers, well, the cucumber will be down there, and the capsicum in here, and also these longer living herbs in this one here, they will be using the water and I will want to top it up, so I just thought the addition of those little flaps will just save us trying to take lids off or pull out neck cups to try and fill up the reservoirs. So there you go, there's a little bit of an explanation on the little system we're running. Now what I thought I might do is just bring you along and show you planting these guys out. So the first plants we're popping in are going to be very easy. I'm just going to use these grow grips I got from Rob, Bigelow Brook Farm. Really easy to use. You just clamp them around the stalk of your plant like that, and then just pop them into the hole, and they expand and grab onto the side, and they're in there nice and firmly. I've actually seen Rob pick up whole rafts, move them, tip them on the side, and all the plants stay in. So I thought I'd give these a crack. The one concern I do have is a bit of sunlight might get in there and cause a little bit of algal growth just through that hole there, but hopefully these guys will grow quickly, bush up, and yeah, we won't have any issues. The next little basil, this one's taken off really well. I'm not too sure if it's because I left more leaves on this one or not, but yeah, a lot better root growth. So we'll just grab a grow grip for this one and pop him in as well. There we go. And in this corner here, I'm going to pop one of these Thai mints. I'm going to keep the rest in water to strike them, but the one with roots can go in here now. In fact, I might grab another grow grip for that. So again, just as simple as popping the little grow grip around it, popping it through the holes. Actually, I might just take off a few leaves and grip it up higher. There we go. So into this larger neck cup, I'm going to be popping these green onions. I'll start off with a little bit of perlite in the base first, just for them to sit on. Now, these green onions, we bought them last week and just, you know, took the majority of it, left about 25 mil or an inch down the base there. And yeah, they tend to strike pretty easy if you pop them into some water. They're a great crop, I thought, for this, because I can leave them in this neck cup and just come and you know, take what we need for a meal and leave the base in there, and they'll just keep growing back again and again and again, and hopefully we'll get a couple of months worth of a decent harvest out of them. So I thought what I'd do is just pop them in here like this to begin with, and then fill up a little bit of perlite in the center, and then a bit around the outside. Hopefully I won't get any of this perlite in the reservoir. I'm just going to lift them up a little bit, give them a bit of a jiggle, so too much of the stem isn't down in the wet zone. And that's pretty much all it, just pop them in there like that. And yeah, we should get a number of months worth of harvest out of these guys. Just come and snip them off pretty much while at that level again, and away you go. Just tidy up my mess now. We'll plan out the capsicum. So what I have here is a bucket of water and my little punnet of seedlings. And I pretty much all decided I'm going to take this large one here out, and we'll get her ready to go into this neck cup. Now the roots are pretty much well grown through a couple of different cells by the look of it. So there we go. Give her a bit of a wash down in there. So I was going to use perlite with this little lady, but I think I might actually swap over to clay for this. This is just some the clay that we use in the aquaponics in the grow beds. So it was easy enough just to nip down and grab some of that. The reason I'm using this is it's a little bit larger and it might just hold the stem in place a little bit better. I'll pop her about halfway down there and try and get some of these clay balls down the bottom. And then just fill up with the rest. Just pour her up a little bit more. And there we go, and that's pretty much all it for her. And yeah, the roots will just grow through those little slits there. Pop her down in there. And away she goes. So the cucumber, pretty much all going to do the same thing. I'm going to take her out of the pot. Yeah, she's got some nice roots on her. Give her a bit of a wash. Get most of the soil off again. And then the same as with the capsicum. I'll pop her in there. Pop some hydroton down the bottom there. And I'll try and use this clay to hold the stem upright. And again, she just goes straight down there into the hole. And away she grows. So there you go, folks. There is the start of our little deck or veranda Kratky hydroponic garden. Don't worry, we will still be growing with aquaponics down the road, and I have moved all the root pouches over to a little spot out of the way for the time being, and we will be doing more soil gardening again. It's just going to take us a while to sort out the rest of the patch. So to get some homegrown food on the table, just decided to use this little method. By the way, for you folks who are interested in seeing more Kratky content, I really need to dob a couple of people in. Bobby from MHPGardener, he's the guy who got me interested in this years ago, and a couple of years back I found Jeb the Gardener, an ultimate legend. He's got a load of Kratky clips and other interesting clips as well, so check out both their channels. I blame both of them for my wanting to try out this little Kratky method. If you haven't subscribed already and you want to see how these things do over the next couple of weeks, click that little subscribe button down there and check the bell icon once it appears, and you'll be sent updates as soon as I upload a clip to YouTube. Hopefully, if they've fixed the system. Before I go, I really do need to thank you all for coming along and thumbing up these clips when you watch them if you enjoy them. And also too, if you do think they are helpful to your family and friends, might give them an idea or two, be great if you could share them around on your different social media platforms. A huge thank you to all those folks who are continuing to support us over on Subscribestar and the YouTube membership program, and also those who pop a couple of coins in the PayPal account every time they see a clip. I really do appreciate it. You guys go above and beyond, and Bianca and I are extremely grateful. It'd also be great if you could pop down to the description below and check out our super supporters. Thank you very much, folks. There's folks like Aquagardening, who I went and visited yesterday to pick up the new pH probe, and thank you, Darren, I think it was Liam, for the help you offered while I was there and also on the phone this morning. Really do appreciate it. But yeah, I will pretty much will wrap it up there. I do hope you're all well and happy and your own gardens are booming, and I'll catch you next clip. Cheers, folks. Have a top one.